Former President Donald Trump's tenure was marked by a distinct approach to trade policy, often characterized by the implementation of tariffs. These tariffs, essentially taxes on imported goods, were a cornerstone of his America First agenda. The goal was to protect domestic industries and jobs from foreign competition, particularly from countries like China. Trump imposed a 25% tariff on a wide range of goods imported from China. These tariffs impacted billions of dollars worth of products, sparking a tit-for-tat trade war between the two economic giants. In addition to the targeted tariffs on Chinese goods, Trump also implemented a 10% baseline tariff on nearly all other imports. However, recognizing the potential economic ramifications, the Trump administration also carved out certain exemptions. Key industries, particularly technology, benefited from these exemptions. Smartphones, computers, and other electronics were shielded from the brunt of the tariffs, a move aimed at minimizing disruptions to global supply chains and protecting American consumers from price hikes. This complex web of tariffs and exemptions underscores the delicate balancing act the Trump administration attempted. The goal was to protect American interests while minimizing negative consequences for both businesses and consumers. The ripple effects of Trump's tariff policies extended far beyond American shores, impacting economies across the globe. India, a rapidly growing economic powerhouse, found itself navigating the complexities of this new global trade landscape. One of the most visible impacts of the tariffs was on Apple's production strategies. Seeking to mitigate the impact of the US-China trade war, Apple made a strategic decision to diversify its supply chains. India emerged as a key beneficiary of this shift, with Apple ramping up iPhone production in the country. This shift in production was not without its challenges. To meet the demands of the American market, Apple resorted to airlifting vast quantities of iPhones from India, incurring significant logistical costs. The Indian government, eager to attract foreign investment and bolster its manufacturing sector, responded with supportive measures. Customs clearance procedures were streamlined, significantly reducing processing times for Apple's exports. This example highlights the intricate interplay between global trade policies and corporate decision-making. India, with its vast workforce and growing manufacturing capabilities, was well positioned to capitalize on the opportunities presented by the US-China trade war. The term trade war aptly describes the escalating tensions and retaliatory measures that can erupt between nations engaged in trade disputes. At its core, a trade war is a battle fought with tariffs and other trade barriers, each country attempting to protect its own economic interests. The US-China trade war, sparked by Trump's tariffs, provides a stark example. In response to American tariffs on Chinese goods, China retaliated with its own tariffs, targeting key American exports like soybeans and automobiles. This tit-for-tat exchange of tariffs created uncertainty in global markets, impacting businesses and consumers alike. The US-EU relationship also faced its share of trade tensions during this period. While a full-blown trade war was averted, both sides imposed tariffs on certain goods. The European Union, for instance, targeted iconic American products like Harley-Davidson motorcycles and bourbon whiskey in retaliation for US tariffs on steel and aluminum. These examples highlight the interconnected nature of the global economy. Trade wars, while often initiated with specific objectives in mind, can have far-reaching and often unpredictable consequences, impacting industries and consumers far beyond the borders of the countries directly involved. The impact of Trump's tariff policies extended far beyond specific industries and bilateral trade relationships, creating ripple effects throughout the global economy. Consumer sentiment, a key driver of economic activity, was affected by the uncertainty and rising prices associated with the trade war. The Federal Reserve, tasked with maintaining economic stability, found itself navigating a complex landscape. The trade war, with its potential to disrupt global supply chains and fuel inflation, became a key consideration in the Fed's monetary policy decisions. The currency markets also reacted to the trade war, with the value of the US dollar fluctuating in response to trade tensions and economic uncertainty. These fluctuations can impact the competitiveness of American exports and the affordability of imported goods, further complicating the economic outlook. The trade war highlighted the interconnectedness of the global economy, demonstrating how policy decisions in one part of the world can reverberate across borders, impacting businesses, consumers, and financial markets on a global scale. The long-term consequences of these policies continue to be analyzed and debated by economists and policymakers worldwide. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more updates on global economic trends.